And when we get to Calais, people, that is when the madness begins. That is when we let rip. That is when we let ourselves spurt down to the south of F.
Four motorcycles, four men, four play. Their mission? To find the baddest, raddest motorcycle on the face of the planet. Or maybe even off the edge of it. Fast Bike magazine. Believe it scares us as much as it scares you. First thing you gotta do with the allegedly four most powerful motorcycles in the Milky Way is to prove it. And of course the first thing you discover is that the first bike isn't actually as powerful as its predecessor. That's right. For the second time of asking, Yamaha's fabled R1 turfed out less actual horsepower than the Thunder Race. 136 rear-wheel horses. This we kind of expected, but what we didn't expect was that it was also considerably less than the bike that could have been said to have started the whole mega powerful trend in the first place, the ZZR 1100. The old Z did itself proud at well over 138 bhp. But if the R1's output was a surprise, the Bird's modest delivery was almost shocking. Less than 140 bhp for a bike that once claimed over 150. A clear deficit over the Hayabusa, whose 22 bhp advantage ended up at exactly almost 160 bhp at the back wheel. only got to listen to the Suzuki screaming induction to know that nothing else at the moment really comes close. A fact that was confirmed by the trace over graphs. Having already run the R1 and the ZZR at the strip, we needed only dial in the Buser and the Bird. Though of course the first thing you do is warm up the tyres in traditional fast bike style. And it's not just the Buser that can get it sideways on the power. And all this without even feathering the clutch. Considering how many stupid safety aids the Bird's encumbered with to prevent you having fun, it availed itself remarkably well. But in the end, it really was no match for the GSXR and the cunning stunts department. And try as it might, it was never going to match it for top speed either. 178 miles an hour. To just about 187 miles an hour. And here's the difference in real life.
Rob, this one's empty.
Real life, of course, is what it's all about here at FP. So what better way to test them than a flat-out blast all the way to the south of France?
I'm ill already. Trip's over. We're going back home, boys. There's no petrol. But if I start fucking hitting it... Come on! Oh, fuck! Punani, Rob, you know what I'm saying? It's like Punani. Wiki.
The boys' brief was to take it easy in England. So of course we speeded the background up. Over in France, no such need for caution. And with the Bird flat out for the first time, Buser showed its real-time advantage, sneaking past 12 miles an hour faster. flat out on the berg. Just watch the Buser go. The first petrol stop gave Ollie and Jimmy the chance to catch up, but with Jimmy's legendary nighttime vision worrying everybody else around him, we decided it'd be a better idea to retire gracefully and do the whole coast-to-coast kick in the morning. Did I say gracefully? Shaky seems to have adopted Jimmy's mantle of mechanical anarchist rather well, don't you think?
How's that stop? Quick, pick up.
One last wheelie before bedtime. Dawn in a peaceful French town.
Shaky, that's right. I want Shaky to ride the Punani. I want Frosty on the mothership.
Shaky always wants to
I self.
I
I take the blue cat, you know what I'm saying? And like you can go on the biplane over there.
That thing still has propellers, man.
Let the madness begin. First thing the boys have got to do is sort out the longest wheelie champion. Shakes is still ahead, but Frosty's catching up pretty fast. Check this out. Pretty soon, however, it was into top speed mode for real. And we mean top speed. The R1's indicating 190 miles an hour when the Buser flies past. 210 miles an hour on the clock is quite a sight, even if it is about 20 miles an hour optimistic. Finally, it's time for swapsies. And now that he's on the Buser, Shaky is obviously anticipating takeoff. Because he's wearing a parachute. Little does he realise that the worst danger comes not at 200 miles an hour, but at standstill. That is, when Jimmy's behind you.
Now, man. You fucking idiot. Now you're breaking fucking hell. Unbelievable.
Back on the move, Shaky proves that the Buser's faster than most things on one wheel. And most certainly on two. While Ollie establishes once and for all that the R1 tank range barely sees out the length of good stand-up wheeling. Never mind, the boys are well versed in this.
He's done that before. The bollocks has the mothership.
As usual, when things get a little boring on long trips, you feel the need to stretch your legs. In more ways than one. Or why not just stretch your face? back to serious business. As the Buser piles on the MPH, everything else behind it disappears. This time, showing a monumental 215 miles an hour on the clock. Time flies when you're having fun. But even time's not as fast as the Hayabusa. Just 300 kilometers to go. That's about 1 hour 15 minutes on the GSXR, including a fuel stop, which you need after just 25 minutes at 3 miles a minute. Not to mention a little heat. And a bit of practice for the ZZR suspension.
Damn! Oh!
Another petrol station, another sacrifice. At last, Mondelieu beckons. 730 miles, 1,000 plus kilometers in about 6.5 hours, with 10, repeat 10, stops for fuel. That's got to be worth a little celebration wheelie, though it was to prove ultimately fatal for the ZZR.
Blackbird was the best.
Why?
For this trip.
It's the most comfortable, the best gearbox, the cruise nice, accelerated good.
And it does wicked stand-up wheelies.
The R1 does all that, and it's
It doesn't. To be fair, the R1 rips your head off when you get above 100 and whatever.
The Punani bike.
the Punani
Number
bike
one.
is
number one.
The Punani bike rules.
Amazingly, though the boys were still raring to go after 3 hours sleep, the Red Baron, aka the ZZR, was feeling a little jaded. 1 down, 3 to go. Back on terrain we knew well, Shaky, Jimmy and Frosty were going for the kind of stunt that all boys dream of. A 3-up. Maybe synchronized wheeling should become a new Olympic sport. If it did, there's no doubt which team would take the gold. Having worked out that they were all pretty good at wheelies, it was time to sort out the roll-ons. Just check out the distinct darkies all three bikes leave. You can literally see the rubber evaporating, even at 130 miles an hour in fifth. And when they got their counting sorted out, there's no doubt that the R1 had the edge. The R1's power to weight ratio also meant that the others didn't have much of a chance on the A roads either. Though the heavier bikes did look a lot more stable. You can only take so much of 150 mile an hour A-roading, however, and a short wheelie intermission is the perfect way to unwind.